What's going on, friends? Logan Myers here for Cinephellas.com. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing a film that's currently streaming on Amazon Prime Video. I'm talking about I See You. So quick shout out to our friends down in San Antonio, Texas, the Butt family. We miss you so. It's been a long time since we've seen y'all. But you guys recommended this movie. I definitely wanted to check it out and review it for you guys. So much love to the Butt family. So I See You is directed by Adam Randall and written by Devin Gray. The film stars Helen Hunt, John Tenney, and Judah Lewis. I'm a huge fan of Judah Lewis. He was in The Babysitter and Summer of '84. Both of those films I reviewed right up here on our YouTube channel, so check those out if you have time, because they're really great films. Helen Hunt was a huge thing back in the 90s. We just rewatched Twister, one of my favorite childhood films, and she was in a lot of great stuff back then. Mad About You. They're doing that revival. I think for NBC, but that's going to be coming out soon. But she looks really weird in this movie. Haven't seen her in a long time. John Tenney from True Detective plays the husband in this film. They're the Harper family. John Tenney, he's a detective cop. He's investigating this abduction case of this young 10-year-old boy, and it's really set up really beautifully. The way that that's set up is very David Lynch-like. The whole atmosphere early on in this film felt like in the realm of David Lynch, just the aerial shots of like the forest and just everything's kind of dark. It just really has a cool, creepy atmosphere about it. But the setup of the film, it looks like this boy gets abducted by an alien or some sort of UFO. So early on in the film, you're thinking maybe this is going to be an alien abduction, UFO, sci-fi, or, you know, some sort of paranormal story, but that really changes, you know, throughout half the movie. It really flips. Helen Hunt playing the mother in the Harper family. She has an affair with this other guy, so there's a lot of tension in the household. The young son, Connor, played by Judah Lewis, is really pissed off at his mom. There's a lot of tension in the household with the three of them, and the dad's always out working, trying to investigate these cases. This is abduction of this young kid, so he's not at home a lot. But in their household, it's really set up nicely. It's really creepy looking, kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and just the way it looks. And then this takes place in Ohio, so there's a lot of really great scenes and shots. The cinematography in this movie, it's beautiful, but the setup of the Harper house is really great. A lot of weird occurrences and sounds and spooky things are going on within the household in the first act. And you're, again, thinking like this is going to be like a paranormal, some sort of ghost spirit, alien abduction movie, and it really changes throughout the course of the second and third act, and a really nice little twist in it. John Tenney playing Greg Harper, the father, being the cop and investigating this abduction of this kid. It all took place 15 years prior, and it seems like it's a copycat. The same things that are happening, that happened 15 years ago are happening again, but the guy that originally did this, he's in jail, so he can't be doing this. He can't be abducting, killing kids or anything like that. So it must be a copycat. So John Tenney's character is really investigating this and trying to figure out what exactly is going on and tracking down the person doing this. With that being said, it sets up this aspect where the narrative totally flips in this movie, and it introduces kind of like a home invasion aspect to the movie. It's pretty cool. They set up these two kids that are like breaking into the Harper house and kind of hanging out, and all has to do with frogging, which I didn't even know was the thing. I had to look it up, but it's a real thing that people kind of hide out in big houses, usually rich houses. People have a lot of rooms that don't really go into, like a spare bedroom or something. The kids go in there and hide out. And kind of live there for a while, eat their food, and like record the family at night, so they're like creeping around. It's really weird, but I guess it's the thing for the younger kids today. Y'all are fucking wild. And that sets up the home invasion aspect of this film, of these kids kind of hanging out, and we find out one of the characters, what that really has to do with the Harper family, more importantly, the father in this movie. But Owen Teague plays Alec. He's one of the kids hiding out in the Harper house, and he's like recording everything going on. They're trying to be super quiet in this room, so the Harpers don't notice that they're living there, essentially. But he walks around with like a little camera and like fucking with the family. And you really think like early on it's ghosts doing all this stuff, and you kind of find out it's something completely different with the whole frogging aspect. But Owen Teague's a good actor. He was in the It Chapter 1 and 2 films. He was really great in that film, really great young actor. And I thought he was one of the standout performances in this film for sure. I just love his character and how it all revolves around him and this other main character at the very end of the film. This movie is essentially a puzzle, and you kind of put all the pieces back together. And at the very end of the film, you kind of see it goes back to the beginning of the film and a different point of view, a different perspective, and you can see how everything pieces together, and it's really awesome writing. But overall, I had a really great time with I See You. It was recommended by some friends down in Texas, and I thank you very much for that, because I had a really great time with this. Molly and I really enjoyed this movie from start to finish, and it totally caught us off guard, and we love that twist at the end. and how everything kind of changes for these characters and how all the pieces fit together in this puzzle. You know, it's like a home invasion, supernatural, crime thriller. It's all over the place, but it really, you know, works nicely together. All the different genres, they all kind of mesh together. It's very cohesive. And it keeps you guessing until the very end. Really great performances here. I thought John Tenney, Judah Lewis, and Owen Teague were really fantastic in this movie. Definitely the standout performances. But in terms of other performances, Helen Hunt was definitely probably the worst performance of the movie. She just didn't really sell this character. She was very emotionless. She wasn't a good mother. She was like a, you know, a high school kid, and she's probably in her mid-50s at this point, so that wasn't really believable. And just looking at her, I don't know if she had a bad facelift or some work done, but it just was very flat and emotionless, and it was really creepy looking. I thought she was like an alien. Alien was gonna rip off her skin and come out. That would be a cool twist in the movie. Alien comes out as Helen Hunt. The writing, directing, cinematography, editing, the music, I love all the aerial shots, just all the camera work in this movie. Really great story, great twist, all different genres and aspects thrown into one. And I like how it all worked out, and it all kind of goes back to the beginning at the very end of the movie, and how everything kind of pieces together, and I love that about original films like this. But overall, I highly recommend I See You. It's currently streaming on Prime Video. Really fantastic movie, really great independent film. It's a movie that's going to keep you guessing, great performances, great story. So hopefully you guys will check this out and have a great time with it as much as I did. So I'm going to give I See You a 4 out of 5 Helen Hunt hair pieces. So if you guys did check out I See You, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What did you guys think of that awesome ending? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myers signing out with old Helen Hunt up here. God, she's wild. Until the next quarantine video review. Cheers!